and I would like you to let our viewers anywhere in the world to know how to build solid financial foundation. And I'm always excited when I've met with people that have built, businesses over the time, and you are one of them. How you have been able to build this business, how you have been able to teach numerous people about how to build that solid financial foundation. So just like looking at someone who doesn't even have any idea on how to grow wealth into the future, how do they get started? Let's start with that.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
I think one of the most interesting things that I've seen over the course of my career being in the financial services is that everybody has an idea of what they want to do.
Okay.
And it's important for us to first and foremost listen to people about what they want to do and then help them to understand, how to get to where you want to get to. In so many instances, um, they don't necessarily have the right information, but our job as financial professionals is just to educate people and then guide them in the directions that is best for them based on financial needs analysis that we do.
Okay.
When we talk to people about building solid financial foundation, the first thing so many people tell me is that, oh, I want to invest money, I want to save money, I want to just invest and all of that.
Yes.
And that's a brilliant thing to do.
Okay.
But there are other things to do before you get to the point where you want to say you want to build wealth. I think for me, it's first and foremost, you need to be able to prepare the bedrock that is going to carry the wealth that you are going to build. Think about building a house. Before you can build a skyscraper, you need to pour a very solid, firm foundation before you begin to put all the different, pillars and cackers together so that you can build that house. Exactly. It's the same way when you want to build a house. So the first thing people should be thinking about when they want to build houses, how do I even save money? How do I, put money aside? Where do I cut wastages? Where do I save more? How can I be frugal? So when people can now begin to put money aside, the question to ask themselves is, what do I do with these savings that I have? It's not every time I just want to invest. The first thing we talk to people about is to do what we call a proper protection. Okay. And proper protection could be in different ways. Why do you need to do proper protection? First and foremost, I talk to people about you need to protect your health, and then you need to protect your life. You are the one that is working and generating the income that you're going to use to build the wealth that you want to build. Exactly. So it's important for you to protect the golden goose that is laying the egg as against just, protecting the egg only. I've seen a lot of people who have, auto insurance. They have insurance for their phone, but they don't have health insurance for themselves. I've seen so many people who have, property insurance, but they don't have insurance, for their lives. Who's going to keep paying the mortgage if the person were to get sick and is not able to work? Who is going to keep, doing all of those things if your health is challenged? So we talk to people about health insurance, life insurance, and insurance that has living benefits for them to be able to take advantage of when the time comes in the future. And once that is done, we begin to help people to understand what their debt looks like. A lot of people have so many expensive debt: credit card, auto loans, student loan, mortgages. There are so many debts that are just consumer debts. People buy things from the store on credit. People buy different gadgets. People buy, brand new vehicles, and they're just having so much debt that they accumulate. We need to begin to understand that, you need to get out of debt so that you can free up your money to be able to build wealth for you. I met somebody recently. This person put a lot of money in an investment, in CDs to be specific, getting some level of investment. But this person also have a large amount of credit card that is open on that account. Now, the interest rate on your credit card is how much? Maybe 22, 23%. How much do you get on your CD? Maybe another 5%, 6%, depending on how good you find it. Who is fooling who? You are losing 20%, you are gaining 5%. How does that help you in any way? So I think to help people is take out of the money that you have saved and pay off the most expensive debts that you have. Exactly. So that you have, good place to start planning, your future from. And then after you have dealt with your debt, you want to create a runway for yourself, something that you can rely on in the event that something were to happen to you unexpectedly. We call this emergency fund. Some people call it financial runway. So that, things that you didn't plan for if they were to happen. For example, you lose your job before you find another job, and then what are you going to rely on? Maybe your car breaks down. You are thinking about how do I fix it. Maybe you have a major appliance in your home break down. You are thinking about how do you fix it. Instead of going back into that credit card to take money to fix it, you should rely on your emergency fund to be able to take care of stuff like that. So there's rule of thumb that people are always asking questions. So how much emergency fund do I need? Can you think about 3 to 6 months of whatever your income or monthly expense looks like, and keep that in a near liquid? Don't go and put it in an investment that you cannot immediately take it when you want it. Put it somewhere where it's liquid, that you can have access to it. That is not something that you should use for investment. It's not an investment grade fund. It's just an emergency. But by the way, like you said, emergency. Things happen, and then you want to take care of that, and then you can begin to invest money, buy real estate, put money in stocks, buy mutual funds for the long term retirement plan, your children education fund. Those are long term investment that you want to now begin to build. You can get into any type of investment, so as long as you have a good understanding of what it is that you're doing. Now that you have put the basis in place, you can invest into anything. And lastly, is for you to now preserve all the things that you have built, which is like you putting an umbrella to all the things that you have, which is estate planning. Because many people have lost the wealth that they've built to the government because they pass away, and then there's no trust, there's no will, there's nothing that talks about who is supposed to take care of what. Estate planning is another, animal on its own. We can talk about that another time. But for me, to build a solid financial foundation, the first thing you need to do is to do a proper protection plan, health and life, and then come to manage your debt. When you manage your debt in such a way that you pay off all the expensive debt, you put money aside for emergency fund, and then begin to now look at how you are going to invest significantly into the future, and then preserve whatever legacy that you have built over time. If somebody should follow those steps, and you don't have to finish one before you do the other one, but you cannot be saving maybe $200-$300 every month, and then you expect that the money will be enough for you if cancer were to happen to you, for example, or if the person were to die prematurely. That would not be enough. But if you could put that $200 or $300 into buying, a life insurance and health insurance plan that has living benefit components to it, if something like cancer or stroke or heart attack were to happen, or if the person were to die prematurely, that family will be well taken care of, as against just, maybe $200 in 10 months or 5 months or 5 years that they will just have. Because, $24,000 or $500 every month is going to be, how long?
I don't know.
But if you have $1 million of life insurance, I don't know how old you are, and then you put something in place for, for living benefits and health insurance plan, you have peace of mind that if something were to happen to you, your family and, yourself, you'll be well taken care of. So that's the way I talk to people about building a solid financial foundation.
Thank you. That is one of the most exciting things I've ever encountered. When you meet with people with wealth of experience, they will be able to teach people on how to build solid foundation. One more thing before I allow you to go today is what do you advise people that believe that they should just go into investment? Their investment should be able to save them instead of having proper protection.
There's nothing wrong with having investment.
Okay.
I remember 2 years ago in Iowa here, I was giving a lecture in a room. There were about 12 or 15 people in that room. And after I finished talking about the fact that people need to put some decent protection in place before they begin to think about building serious wealth, one of the person in the audience, I would prefer not to mention the person's name, and he said, "I wish I knew you 7 years ago." And I was like, "What happened to you?" He said, "I was putting money aside and I was saving and I was investing a lot of money, but I didn't think that protection was necessary because I didn't think it's something that I need. I had a medical condition. I ended up selling my house and then burned through all my savings. I still have about $52,000 of medical debts that I have to pay over time." Now, this is somebody that have built wealth, quote and unquote, over time, and was looking at, oh God, I'm really very good. I'm making progress and all of that. And one medical condition came and wiped out everything just because the person didn't have the mindset of, or maybe I put small amount of this thing that I'm putting together aside to protect this thing that I'm doing. Many people believe that they will have to build wealth first before they can protect that wealth. What you need to do is to protect the capacity to be able to build wealth. The only reason why you can build wealth is if you are alive and you are healthy. That's when you can have the good mental space to work, earn income, and build wealth. But if you are not healthy and you are not alive, there's no wealth that can be built. How do you protect the things that you have built? If you go and look at the statistics in America today, the number one reason why people declare bankruptcy in this country is because of medical issues. And so when people don't have protection for what happens, with medical issues, everything they've built over time can just go like this. So if you don't build a proper protection properly, everything that you build may not last.
Thank you very much, and I'm excited and I'm hopeful that people would learn how to build their solid financial foundation as they go through the year 2024. I'm happy because I'm meeting with Bisi Ogunwale because he has been in the business for 5 years and he's doing mind-blowing things, and I hope one day I'll be like you.
You can be better than me. Just keep teaching people what they need to know.
Thank
Not